Hey, what's going on, RC drivers? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the workshop. It's been a few weeks since the Traxxas Sledge has been released, and there's still a lot of people talking about this Truggy online. I've just been having fun with mine, running it around the backyard, going off of plastic bike ramps, and I gave it a cleaning it desperately needed. All that mud that I ran through had calcium chloride in it, which rusted up some of the screws. During my cleaning, I also noticed that the anodizing is wearing away on the bottom of the chassis, and there's something else I wanted to share with you. The connectors could come undone in a hard crash. So my fix for you is to use some Velcro strap of some sort to hold the connectors down to the center bar so that doesn't happen to you if you're driving this thing really hard. But today's video is about speed testing it. I mentioned in the first video we were going to do that. Today we're going to run it on 4S and we're going to run it on 6S. But before we get into that, I wanted to address a few comments and messages that I've been receiving about the first review that I put out. And while I do that, I'm going to throw some action footage in that didn't make it into the first video, just so you guys have some entertainment. But those comments and messages were about me not mentioning the Kraton in the first video, not doing any sort of comparison, or even mentioning that it's a copy, and that copy thing is going all over the internet. But basically, guys, when I do a first video on a car, I don't do any sort of comparison. I've never done that. And what I do is I tear these cars down and show them in a similar format. So if you do want to do a comparison, you could go throughout my videos and watch each one and do the comparison on your own. I tear down the diffs, I tear down the suspension so you guys could see everything and compare it there. And if I do a comparison video, it's always in some sort of follow-up. And that's actually what we're gonna do today. We're gonna look at the car, we're gonna look at a couple Truggies so we could do a comparison on them. But that's just how I format my videos, and there was no hidden agenda or anything like that. It's just how I operate, how I make my videos. And the whole copy thing, I think we really just need to tone down on that. What these vehicles are cars in a similar class, and they're going to look similar. All Truggies have a similar look. And as I'm seeing these comments come in, it kind of just reminded me of the days when the Vortex came out. Do you guys remember that? Everybody called it a Rustler copy, and that's because they have a stadium truck style body on them. They've got similar tires, similar sized tires. They have shaft driven drivetrains on them. So, guys, these are cars that are built to compete against each other. And when they are put into a similar class, they're going to look similar. And so that's why I didn't mention it, because there's no reason to. I understand that they are built for the same class. And with that said, I'm gonna go and grab some Truggies so we can take a closer look at them, and so you can see that there are design differences that separate all of them. All right, so here's three Truggy brands that a lot of people are talking about right now, but as you can see, I took out a couple other Truggies just so you guys could see, so the new people could see that this is a Truggy class. It's a classification. There are many different brands that offer Truggies, and Arma did not invent it, as a lot of people mentioned, but we need to take a closer look at the different styles here. And we've got the Sledge, we've got the Kraton. This is a V3 Kraton. I don't have a V5, I'm sorry. There is a body change to the V5, some other changes, but I took a look at some pictures. I will do my best to do the proper comparisons. Then over here we have the Team Corrali Chronos. This is the XTR 2022 actually, but you get the idea of the different styles that are available between Truggies. And we'll start off with the bodies here. So we've got this wide cab Truggy body from Traxxas. We've got the blunt nose here. The grille face area is different, and but the shape I do see is kind of similar to the V5 Kraton. The grille style is different on the Kraton, and the Kraton actually still uses body posts. However, as you can see with the Traxxas, they went with that clipless system that you see where you pull up the back of the body, slides forward. So there is a change there, and we do have an inner skeleton with the Sledge, where with the Kraton there is a tower that's underneath that supports the body. So there's some changes within the body itself. The big thing for me though is the wing out back. So here's the Kraton wing, and I'm pretty sure they still use the same style that you see here on today's V5. And then here's the Sledge, and these do look very, very similar, and I think that's what's throwing a lot of people. There is a little bit of a shape difference. We do have 3 supports here on the Kraton style. We've got the short bill in the front and then the wide spoiler out back, and it's kind of the same over here, but we have 4 supports, and the side dam kind kind of flares out on this one, but that's where it gets very, very close for me. And then you can see over here on the Chronos, they went with a swoopy style of body, kind of your standard A-scale spoiler out back that we've seen for so long. But those were I think where people were coming in with, you know, this is a copy. The V5 and the Sledge bodies look very similar in shape, but they are, again, it's within a Truggy classification. So, you know, a little too close for comfort. But once we remove the bodies here, you know, you're going to start to see a lot of differences. So I'll pull that one off because that's easy. And then there is the Chronos body. And then I bet you I clipped the Sledge in, so let me pull this off. There we go, just slide this off. And as you can start to see now, there are a lot of differences. And we'll start off right at the front here with the Kraton suspension. Arrma uses a pivot ball style of suspension on their cars. And as you can see here, I have some RPM arms on there, but it's still the same pivot ball style, and their arms are an A-arm style up front. And what we have over here on the Sledge is a C-hub style of suspension. So this is completely different than pivot ball. I mean, 100%. You know, there's no other way to get around using a suspension arm. You know, this is an H-style arm. That is an A-style of arm, and you know, we've got fixed upper links, fixed steering links over here, where we've got adjustable tie rods all over this truck. So, you know, you're starting to see the differences. Shock-wise, you know, we've got Max style shocks on here, and those look different from what Arrma puts on their trucks. And I'm leaving out the Team Corrali over here. They also have a pivot ball style suspension. You can see they have an A-scale style of shock. And then you can see the shock tower design. So, you know, they all have similar shock towers. That's what you're gonna see on a Truggy. But here we've got the body mounting system integrated into it, where over here on the Kraton, we've got body post. Same with the Corrali, we've got body post. And then you start to move on to the chassis. And as you can see, the chassis layouts are different. We've got the receiver at the front of the battery pack over here on the Arrma. Over here on the Sledge, we've got the servo in front of the battery. And then over here on the Team Corrali, we've got the battery all the way forward. They put the ESC out back. And then, you know, motor placement. So the motor is way up front on the Sledge. Over here on the Arrma, it is out back. Same with the Team Corrali, it's placed out back here. So the layout is different, the weight distribution is different. And then, actually, I've missed this before. Here is that inner support for the body. We don't have that here on the Sledge. That's a difference. We have a body support here on the Corrali as well. So again, guys, you're seeing the differences. It's a different design. It's, I hate to say it, it's another Truggy. It's just another Truggy. But again, you know, they went through it and did their own designs based on, I bet you, a lot of research of what guys want out of a basher Truggy. But then just look at the chassis bracing. I know it's changed up on the V5. They have some braces that come down from the shock tower, and they've got this center brace here. Traxxas went with a T-style brace. This is extruded aluminum rather than the tube. And then, you know, they've got a flying V style of brace out back. And you can see over here on the Chronos, we've got two braces in the center. We've got these big braces that go all the way up to the shock tower. So again, there's a lot of differences. And then when you get to the rear suspension, that's similar on a lot of Truggys. We got H-arms out back with hubs and, you know, standard shock towers. You know, as you can see here, Traxxas went with a full cover to protect the shocks, where with Arrma, they've got, you know, little shock cap protectors on here. We don't even have anything on the Team Corrali. And then the wing mounts are a bit different. We got multiple piece on the Kraton. We've got a single piece on the Sledge, which, you know, I did break that. And then we got a multiple piece on the Chronos over here as well. So again, guys, you know, we've got a lot of differences once you pull the bodies off. And to say this is a carbon copy or a clone just isn't the case. We've got just new offerings, and, you know, we've got more choices. And now that we have more choices, these manufacturers are going to step it up to compete with each other. And you know who wins in that? We do. We get better products. All right. Enough of all the talk. Let's head outside and let's finally speed test the Traxxas Sledge. There it is, guys. The strip we're going to run the Sledge on, see how fast it goes. I've already got the GNSS in there. Put a little Velcro on the top bar and then just Velcro strapped. And we are going to run the 4S pack first. So let's see how fast it goes. All right, we got steering. Just slide this body on. So easy to do. And let's take out the foam. There it is. We've got 12 satellites. Start. All right, hopefully no cars. Let's do a check, and we'll just send it right down. It's got some wind in those tires. All right, we'll spin it back around here. Do a quick check, and this should be good enough to get full speed. There it goes. Tires are singing. Bring it back. Little pop, there we go. And let's see what we got. Stop. Read. 40 miles an hour. All right, let's swap out battery packs. All right, got two 3S packs in. Start up the GNSS. There we go. And I'll send it down. Oh, we got some more power now. We got some wiggle in the rear from the toe. Let me check the road here. We'll spin it around. We're good. All right, let's nail it. There it is, full throttle. Whoa, the dips are spinning. Whoa. Yeah. We had a little power going to the front. That's cool. Let's see what we got. I think I hit top speed. Stop. Read. 57. That's pretty awesome. I think it was 55. I think it's supposed to go 55 miles an hour. I think that's what it said on the box. But we're good, guys. Let's head back to the workshop real quick. So it looks like it was a little off on the speeds here. According to the side of the box, it goes 35 miles an hour on the stock gearing with a 4S LiPo, a 5000 milliamp. And what I ran was the 6700 Traxxas pack, and we hit 40 miles an hour with it, which is really cool. They're saying here to do 45, you could use the 16 tooth pinion, the 52 tooth spur, and the 6700 milliamp 4S pack, and you'll hit that speed. But the other speed we were going for was the 55 mile an hour run. What they're saying here is use the stock gearing, use two 5000 milliamps packs, which was what I did, and we hit 57 miles an hour, which is really cool. It's always cool when you beat the advertised speed right out of the box. This Truggy is a lot of fun. And like I said earlier, guys, I am here to help you out with it. I am not going to make a decision about you buying one Truggy or another. I've been doing this for 30 years. That's why Traxxas sent something over to me. I've got a lot of people that have read my articles over the years. I've seen my videos since I've started on YouTube, and that's really about 4 years in the making right now. The channel has been around for a long time, but I've only been really at this for a little over 4 years, I think. So I've got a lot of time in this industry, and it's because I just love helping people out just like you. So if you got any questions or comments or suggestions, please throw it in the section below. While you're down there, hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell. Throw the video a like. We'll see you back soon for some more RC Driver videos.